Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We live, y'all. It's time to get it crack-a-lacking, baby. Welcome to the Couples Lounge Show, where we do this every Saturday. Well, most of them. At 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm your girl, Candace, and this is my sexy co-host, my husband. My husband, Ramon. Why do I have to say his name?
You used to.
Oh, goodness. You all, when you come on the Couples Lounge Show, expect to hear us talk about love, marriage, and relationships. And ain't nobody doing it like us.
Because they ain't us.
We're going to give you something to talk about. And so we hope you enjoy the show as we are about to talk about wives asking they daddy for money when the husband can't provide. That's what we're about to talk about on today. So like the video, share the video, tell somebody about the Couples Lounge Show. Let me tell y'all this little secret. I don't know if it's probably more so to the wives than maybe to the husbands. Go to your phone and click on Smart View if you're watching the show via video, and then stream it to y'all TV and watch it out loud on the screen. So that way he listening to it, but don't really know he listening to it. That's just a little tip. Because sometimes people don't know what they need until they get it. So also welcome my Facebook friends. I shared today's show to my profile because when I posted this comment, y'all had a lot to say about it. So I'm like, why not post it to my personal page? So only for today. From now on, y'all go to YouTube. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. It's going to be some changes possibly in 2024. So make sure you like the YouTube page. So you ready?
Ready.
You ready to talk about it? So good morning. When you come in, say good morning if you can. I did something different today, so I'm hope baby got it up on his screen, so maybe we'll be able to see it from there. Talk in, you can feel free to talk in the chats. That's how we get down on the Couples Lounge. All right, there we go, Miss Jefferson. So I know we working this morning. Good morning, Thelma. Hey, Keisha. What's up? What's up? Hey, James. Hey, Melissa. Good morning, everybody. So we're about to talk about it. Like I said, on my Facebook page, y'all had a lot to say about this conversation. And so for those that missed the post on my Facebook page, let me just show you what some of the comments were. It was 200, I think 36 comments on this post.
Wow.
So I'm just going to show y'all some of them. Here we go. So Dax said, I say yes. If my daughter is married and her husband is in a bind, I want her to reach out to me. That's not an indictment on him, especially if I know he's good to her and my grandchildren or grandkids. Sharon said, unfortunately not, unless she's tried every avenue to take care of the matter herself and couldn't. It would have to be life or death situation that she must ask her father. So that was the question. Should a woman ask her father if her husband is not able to provide and there's an obligation or a need at hand? So Kalia said, depends on the dynamics. We've had family support over the years, but my husband was always the one to initiate our need. Teresa said, no. If a husband isn't able to meet a need or obligation, he should be the one to make the arrangement to handle it. Nidra, is that your phone? Nidra said, I'll definitely speak to my husband about it and let him lead the way. One thing about a real man, he's going to make something shake. y'all, I forgot to cut and paste these, so I just had them all together. Only if the need is dire, then they should do it together, as her being his support. So it is man to man. I mean, I think. Oh Lord, baby, can you see that?
I don't know which one you on.
This one.
I think not reaching out for help when it can truly help and is needed is just prideful, especially if someone is willing to help. Even if you could have avoided the mess, most of the time the people that love you will help where they can.
Okay. And Tony, thank you for your comment as well. And then you had some people that just said flat out no, she should not ask. So that's the conversation today. So, babe, this conversation, I made that post based off of watching Love is Blind. And wealthy father asked his daughter's fiance at that time, what's your 5-year plan? And he was like, because my daughter is used to a certain lifestyle.
He's wealthy or just well off?
I think they got money. I don't know what they look like, but I think they got money.
Okay, that's a big difference. Big difference.
And so he was basically saying she likes to travel, she likes to wear certain things, she likes to go to certain places. Wow. She flies on jets. So she has a certain lifestyle.
Obviously so. The private jets ain't cheap.
Are you able to maintain this? Because if you are not, that means I have to step in and provide. So that's where this conversation stems from. A father believing that if the husband is not able to provide, he will have to step in so that his daughter can maintain the lifestyle that she's used to. But we're not going to really focus on that level because evidently flying on private jets, there's some wealth there. But this is still a real life conversation that we would say everyday couples deal with. Right. And so that is what we're going to base this conversation on. If there's a need or obligation and the husband cannot meet it, does a wife ask her father? And so you've seen the comments that people say. So I want to know, what is your perspective, first of all, from a man, from a husband point of view?
The father is wrong, dead wrong in this scenario. He said, I will step in if you're unable to provide my daughter this lifestyle. Mm-hmm. The shopping, the private jets, and whoa. I'm not in nobody's pocket that's watching this, but most of us, we're not flying on private
jets.
That's
why I said not using that.
So, but and even still, why are you stepping in to do anything if not ask? I'm not stepping. If my daughter is married, I'm not stepping in to do a darn thing. Now, if she comes to me for help, and I'm able to help, I will gladly help my daughter. Mm-hmm. But I'm not, oh man, my baby want to go shop. She can't. Man, there's nothing wrong with a mother, a father. Come on, baby. Come on, I'm going to go to the mall. Come with me. Mm-hmm. I'll get you something. I'll get me something. We'll get us something. Ain't a darn thing wrong with that. That's a blessing if your parents want to do that.
Okay.
But stepping in and just doing it because your husband can't do this, I got it. She might not should have married him. If you're trying to maintain a lifestyle, mm-hmm. shopping and whatever, mm-hmm. That's not a need. Mm-hmm. And then for a parent to just step in, he or she is, well, we're speaking on the father, he's dead wrong in my opinion. Well, if they need help mm-hmm. to pay the water bill, the light bill, and they come to you for help, there's nothing wrong with that as a father mm-hmm. doing that.
So that goes to the dire need that the other.
Yes, if you need help, I would help my children as long as I can. But I would say this. I want to be your last option.
Okay.
I should not be your first option. You have exhausted
daughter.
to my kids, period.
Well, we talking about wives and their dads.
Okay, well, again, I should be your last option, baby
Mhm.
girl. You should exhaust all options. And when all else fails, okay, either you come to me or you live without electricity. That is crazy as hell. I will be mad as I'll get out if I see my daughter and I come over there and they're not having electricity. Because you're too prideful to ask for help, but you exhausted all possibilities. No, come to me at that point.
Okay. And so I would say, when you said the dad is dead wrong for stepping in, nobody knows what's going on in your home unless somebody starts to talk. So that girl, the daughter, somehow is letting her father, her parents know that my needs aren't getting met or my wants are not getting met. That's only how a father is stepping in. That's only how he knows. And so he has to be asking questions.
And she's wrong for that.
So
shut up.
I was say, what?
Shut up.
Why are you saying that?
I'm telling her to shut up because you're sitting here telling y'all business at the household. Why are you doing that?
Okay.
Why are you doing that? Why are you? He can't do this. He can't do.
And it may not come off like that. It may not come off like that when you are in tune and in touch with your children. Your kids are coming over. You know something is going on. Like what's going on?
Things without even asking.
Right.
But again, I'm just not a believer in sharing intimate things just to be sharing it with your parents. Not your parents, because there's some point that her husband could share things with his parents that the wife, man, she ain't cooking. This woman don't clean. She don't do. Now them parents are looking at the daughter in a certain way. That's just my opinion. Try not to vent to your parents.
Okay. So
that's just me.
And I don't think anything was wrong with the conversation that the dad had with the future son-in-law.
No,
I think men should have
like,
a question.
What is your plan
What's
for
your
my
plan?
daughter?
Is absolutely.
What are you planning to do with my daughter? What is the future?
Yeah.
Bravo, father.
Yeah, and the guy was told him like I just started a new job right before this show aired, and where I am right now, I cannot provide that for her. But I'm gonna do what I can do because I want my wife to have this type of lifestyle. I want her to maintain this type of lifestyle. So I understood, and I would say this: let's stick to what we're talking about.
Okay.
And how let's talk about the pros and cons of asking a wife asking her dad for the money to provide if there's a need and he cannot do it. Like this girl said, was that one thing is that the men that she dated in the past realized her dad would step in. So she saw that they began to use her dad or use the situation. And some other people in the post that we made also said the same thing, that depending on the type of man he is, he could get comfortable and know he doesn't have to level up because we got your daddy in the pocket. So just ask your daddy, and it could allow the man to remain lazy and not step up and do what it is that he's called to do because you can just go ask your daddy. And so I think that's one element, one aspect
she
of
chose
it.
the wrong guy.
That's why she's not married to them. But you have people. Well, I won't even say that you. We talking about present tense. We talking about real life people right now chose the wrong guy because he's saying just go ask your daddy. Your parents got money, so just go or not necessarily got money, but they can provide. Just go ask them. That means she chose the wrong guy.
You didn't hear what I.
Well, you said she chose the wrong guy. So
she chose the wrong guy. If the guys were taking advantage and I didn't have to worry about nothing, I'm not even concerned about it too much because you can just ask your dad. What man is cool with just, you could just ask your dad. If he's just cool with it and not really concerned and it doesn't bother, then you got the wrong guy.
Okay.
You got the wrong out. No man should be cool with, man. It's something, if it has to be done, cool. But it should bother the hell out of that man. And if it's not bothering the hell out of him and he's, we ain't got no choice, but you chose the wrong guy. He's cool, man. I ain't tripping, man. We can't pay it, man. Go ask your dad, girl. So he got it. That's the wrong one.
Okay.
That's the wrong one. No man is cool with asking, borrowing money, period.
So you feel like a woman, our audience member, is married to a man right now, and he tells her, you can just ask your dad.
That's
and he
not what I said.
let me finish. And he not tripping about it. He don't have a
not what I
conscience
said.
about it. He just go ask your daddy. And he not tripping like, no, man, your mama and them got money, they can do
Yes,
this.
that's exactly
She
what
chose
I'm
the
saying.
wrong husband.
Yes, if
I won't say that.
I am.
Okay.
As well, you're not a man. As a man, if it doesn't bother you, it's it should be a problem. Again, I'm not saying the ask itself. The ask itself, I'm not saying there's a darn thing wrong with it. Very few people on this planet have never needed help from anyone. And you are extremely blessed if you can ask and receive help. That is a blessing from God. Salute. Thank you, Lord. But if it doesn't bother you, then just, so, all right, cool. He got it. That's a problem. No man should be, so what? Just go get it from your daddy. You that cool with it? No, I think that's a problem.
Okay. So and my opinion would be different. I wouldn't say you chose the wrong husband. I would say that your husband is definitely in a space where there's a mentality that's present that you kind of got to question, you got to ask, you got to dig, you got to be honest, which we're going to get to later on in the show. Thank you for everybody that is tuned in. You're tuned in to the Couples Lounge show. I am Candace, and this is my sexy husband, Ramon. So make sure you like and share the video. So we're talking about, should a wife ask her dad for money when the husband can't provide? Thelma, that was one of the things, and I think this will be the next. If I said, hold on, babe, number 2, this will be, if I look at the cons of doing this, the dad will look at the husband in a different way. Dad will not respect the husband, and it will cause other problems in the marriage, and it will make her feel less of a man, or make him feel less of a man. I would go ahead. Okay, I would say that as well. And somebody put again on the post, it depends on the dynamics of if you should ask your dad, but that is definitely one. Definitely. So say for instance, I don't even want to use the people that we used originally, but I think there could be, that is a strong possibility that the dad will begin to look like, oh, you can't even provide for my daughter. She got to call and ask for money for this or ask for money for that. Some dads can overlook that. Some dads, if it becomes habitual, like, wait a minute, like, what we doing here? Not to say that he won't like him, but on that day of marriage, it's saying, I am giving her to you to take care of her. I am passing the torch to you. And I think that is what that other dad was saying. And I saw somebody else on here saying that, yes, you are to take care of her. So I want my wife to maintain, I think that was Chris, I want my wife to maintain the lifestyle she had prior to me. So what is your perspective on that? If you was even to put Kaya in that situation.
I'm thinking about it because we have daughters, so I'm putting myself in this situation. I will say this for the father-in-law who looks at the son-in-law in a different light and this and that. It can be, to me, a character flaw on the father-in-law. And let me explain.
Okay.
If it's habitual, every week I look up y'all asking for money. I'm not questioning just the son-in-law. What the hell are both of y'all doing? If you're constantly asking us or me for money, yes, I'm mad at both of you. Not just him. Both of you. Why you put it? Both of you. Second, if it's not an habitual, constant act, because he came to you for help, if you now look at him less than, I question the father-in-law, because then here's one my question. You've never needed help. You might not have needed the financial help, but you've never needed help. Do you understand the humbleness that comes with having to do that? And the just pride putting aside, where is he at mentally to have to do that? So if they're doing it, I know it's killing him, and you're having to do it. But now I'm looking at you less than because you just fell on hard time. But there's a caveat. Now, if you're not working, you sitting on the couch, PlayStation playing, just chilling, living your best life, and you just leeching off my daughter, then that's different. But as a man that has a job, who's providing for his family, who's working, that fell on hard times, I will not look at my son-in-law in a negative light. They fell on hard times. It has happened. Most couples who are well off didn't start off that way. Through grace and mercy, they eventually got there. So to not have that for the person in a situation that you have once been in, I look at you different. Lastly, let me say this, and it's amazing. No one has caught. I don't know if anyone has caught this. You're saying if the husband is no longer, he can't provide.
Just in that moment,
going to the husband, to the father-in-law. What happened to ours? This is us. We are able to. Every wives, women, it's always us. This is our thing. This is us. But now in this moment, it's solely on him. I thought we were in this together. Nowadays, most couples, not all, if you're not in this situation, you're blessed. Most couples need two incomes. The husband and the wife are working. So if we're falling short, that means we both aren't able to provide, not just me. Maybe I'm wrong for looking at it, but I'm looking at it, we're in this together. And more times than not, the woman is too. But in this situation, that's my husband can't provide. What the hell are you doing, woman?
I don't.
What are you? No. Are you his help mate? Because if you his helpmate, that means it's two of us in this household. I believe we both have fell a little short because we're in need right now. It ain't just on him. That's just my humble opinion.
Okay. I saw some Mr. Holloway. I don't want to mess up your first name. Mr. Holloway said that his father-in-law offered at one point and he turned it down. I think a woman going and asking her dad for the financial support, I think it can definitely, if you have not communicated with your husband that you are doing it, and you go and you just asking your dad behind your husband's back, I think it impacts his man. It could impact his manhood, his leadership role. It is impactful on him to do that. And I think maybe Mr. Holloway, you could tell us why you said no. But I think for some men, it is a thing of no, don't ask. I will figure it out. I have it in me to figure it out. It could be pride, but it could be pride in a good way. Like, I got this. No, don't go and ask your daddy. I got it. Let me figure it out. Like one of the posts said, she said a real man in all caps will make things shake. I think, yeah, you do have that. And going off of what I want to address what you said, it definitely is a two of us, we in this together type deal. But when you think of biblical roles, it is the husband is the leader. The husband is the leader. And somebody said, no, don't, the daughter doesn't go ask, but the husband will go ask. This is something else somebody said that I felt like was really good, because some people was like, I lost both of my parents, or so I don't have anybody to ask
Hold
or
on,
parent.
let me
Hold on.
address that one point you just
What?
said. Biblically, you said he's the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my point when women say that. I
Mhm.
be wanting to say, shut up again.
Why? That's the truth.
Okay, here's also the truth.
Okay.
If you want a traditional man biblically like that, are you that woman? No. If you're not the woman biblically that God has said as a woman should do in all her roles, but yet you want to point out biblically, God said a man is supposed to do this, but yet you're not doing that.
Okay, but we're
close your mouth.
No, you don't.
When you
No,
say that,
you don't close your mouth because this is the reality of things.
You're not doing it, but you're gonna point the finger at him.
But the thing about it is, it even if one person, if you're not doing, we still are held accountable to do our biblical roles, even if our spouse is not doing our biblical roles. So
but
yes,
it's easy for me to point out the roles that you're not doing.
I think
but
that can.
yet,
I think that could go both ways. But for the conversation on today, as a man, you are the lead. You are to say, this, babe, this is the plan. This is what I desire for us to do, even if it is ask your dad. It's for okay. We at the 30-minute mark. Y'all are tuned into the Couples Lounge show. So I believe
biblically does it say you won't come on hard times financially?
No, nobody is saying. I don't know. Y'all must have said that.
No, I'm asking.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Why is it okay to point out biblically what a man is supposed to do, but yet
because
a woman isn't
what?
Upholding that end of
what end?
Biblically, or what a wife is
because
supposed to do.
Because for the sake of what we're talking about on today,
that's okay.
Today, as to what we are referring to and talking about, it is and going back on what I was commenting on what you said earlier.
Go ahead.
So it is the man's responsibility to lead. Not saying that the wife cannot ask, but I believe it needs to be a team. It needs to be a team conversation. I believe the husband as the lead, you say, okay, let's figure this out together. Oh, I was making the statement of everybody doesn't have a parent to go and ask, or if parents are not financially able to support.
Right.
Another guy said, what are we living in 1950s? Why do we even have to go to our parents? The couple need to figure out what they need to do to get themselves out of the situations without going and asking parents. Us coming together and saying, let's figure this out. Let's elevate. Let's do what we can do to get what we need to get. And so everybody doesn't have that. So as
not at all.
As the leader of the home, I agree. As we have a conversation, I give you my input from helpmate perspective as what God called my biblical role to be, is to support you, is to help you, is to offer wisdom, whatever that is as helpmate in this situation. We talk about it. I believe the man should be the one to take the steps to, whether it's asking the in-laws, whether it's this, that, and the other. Yes, but as a wife, I am there to support. Or even if we say we ain't gonna ask, what we finna do together to make this happen? How we finna work as a team? Who need to be Ubering? Who need to be doing Lyft? Do we need a part-time job? What do we need to do before we take that step of going outside our home? Because the reality of it is, the moment you go outside of your home to ask for money, you now just put people in your business. You just put people are now aware. And when you go to ask somebody for money, you really don't have the right to say, don't ask me what it's for. Why y'all asking us all these questions? Why? And now you frustrated because they got questions about where they money going.
That's stupid.
So
if you ask anybody for money, you cannot be mad because they asking why.
Holloway, I agree with that. Why can't the husband go ask his parents? We was just going off the scenario we used earlier, but that is one of the things when we come together. The wife don't have to go to her dad. The husband can go to his parents to ask.
Going down another road. But on that we're asking that because of the show she watched,
Mhm.
where the father of the daughter was willing to step in, and
Mhm.
I think take away from that, if you had to go to a parent, which parent is in a better situation to help without hurting themselves?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
if the mother or the father of the groom or the husband parents are in a better situation, why the hell are you going to the parents of your wife?
Mhm.
And the parents of your husband's in a better state financially? Why would you? Why are we coming over here? This is where we should be,
Mhm.
and vice versa.
Okay, PI said if it's my parents, I'm asking my parents. And I think you got
I
that
agree with
goes
that
back
too.
to knowing the dynamics
Yes,
of things. And
yes. And I've seen both people come in and saying the man should ask her parents.
I think
I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't necessarily agree with it. I see both.
Mhm.
I can see it being easier and more comfortable for the daughter to go ask her parents. I can see that. I can see the dynamic of that. And I can see the reason no, he should ask. I can understand that logic too. So I can see both.
And I think the
I'm a little
benefit
torn.
of the if we was to put ourselves in this situation,
Oh, we
I
do
think
it together.
I think if
One of them.
mom was to go ask my parents, when you go ask the when he was to go ask my parents, I don't think a lot of the conversation that I would get, he would get. It would be just a yes or no with him versus with me. It was gonna be a whole bunch of other questions, I feel like, versus the other person going to ask.
No, you
I
don't think
think
it would be
Holloway,
questions if I came?
no.
Really?
Not compared to your own child. Like, and vice versa. If I was to go to his mom to ask for money, she's not gonna talk to me the way she would talk and handle him.
No.
So
She will ask now.
yeah, I agree. Holloway, I think this is very good because I point this out. So this is why one reason I want to highlight yours. Holloway earlier said he turned down his father-in-law's giving them money. But he said when we were on hard times financially, I had no vision for my family. I wasn't giving my wife any solutions, so she offered to talk to her dad. And I'm pointing that out because for the husbands that are listening, when you do have a vision, then you kind of know what you are working towards, and that way your wife is also able to support. Okay, babe, I know what your vision is. Let me help. And just from just thinking off that too, you kind of go into scrambling mode when it ain't no vision. So your wife was doing what she felt like as helpmate. I'm willing to reach out to my dad in order to help us in this area. I think the man will be more comfortable with the man asking the dad than his wife, than the woman. I think the dad will respect the husband more if he asks. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, I can see that too. I can see that too. I can see that because it still shows that leadership quality. You're not sending my daughter to ask me. You're stepping up as the man, coming, understanding the situation that y'all are in, and you are being a man enough because you, like you said, that takes some humbling to have to. So I know you coming to me, then you're in a humble humble place.
And again, I'm putting myself as the father-in-law. I will respect my son-in-law coming to me. But if baby girl can't, man, dad, dad.
Yeah,
I'm not mad. Me personally, to each his own. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't look at him no less. Baby girl is like, I think I should have. I know he'll give it to me quicker. Type.
But you don't know all those conversations.
So I wouldn't be mad if baby girl came to me.
I'm telling you right now, if they keep coming over. Come on, y'all. Come together. Let's figure out what the vision is. And it don't even have to be constant. It don't have to be. When I say constant, it don't have to be a every week thing. It might be, oh, this month we did it. We borrowed the money, but because we had to pay you back, if we don't have a plan in place, we're going to be asking again maybe next month or within 2 or 3 months if we don't have a plan to get ourselves out of the hole. And so I was I think the pros to it though is that you build family, you have that village mentality. You know that we are not in this by ourselves. We do have somebody that we can fall back on if need be. I would say you don't need parents. And I'm gonna say this because I have a cousin that I always use just as a mental example of making it when you don't have parents that you can depend on. And she is able to make a way out of no way somehow, some way. So to say, oh, I need it, no, you can do it by yourself or on your own. You're gonna always need help, but I'm saying going to your parents for that support. But you know,
I just think
biblically,
it's a blessing. Biblically what?
That it is okay to ask for help. And I didn't write the scriptures down, but biblically, but it says every borrower needs to pay back the person that they borrowed the money from. If you borrowing it, you need to have a plan to pay it back. It ain't no, oh well, y'all got the money. Why y'all need it back?
That's crazy.
Like, no.
Anybody that is kind enough to bless you financially by giving you something for you not, or letting you borrow something for you not to want to give it back, speaks about your character to me. Because if you were kind enough to give me something that you did not have to give in my time of need, I want to pay you back. And I want to give it back exactly when I said I was, because you did something that a lot of people wouldn't do. Think about this. How many people you can go to right now? Man, I need $1,000. Like right now, like I'm sorry.
That's
right
a
now,
whole nother conversation.
No, I know.
No,
but that's my point being. Hold on.
Okay.
There can be people you can ask that financially, they got it in the bank account. They have it in their account. But will they give it? They can give it and it not break them, hurt them, lose sleep over it. But will they give it to you? My opinion is a lot of them probably wouldn't.
And
so to find somebody who did, how do you not pay them? How do you not want to pay them
back?
I don't understand the logic in that. What was the question?
And so,
as a parent, would you expect them to pay you back? Hell yeah. Now here's the thing. Whoa. I expect every freaking penny, but I'm the type of guy, that's my son, that's my daughter. I know they really need it. And we got it. We ain't gonna miss this G. Soon as they give it to me, I'm gonna count. Here you go.
Yeah.
Give it right back to them.
Yeah.
But I want it back because you said you was gonna pay me back. You didn't ask for me to give. You asked for a loan. So give it back. Let me see if you a woman, a man of your word.
Yeah.
And then if you are, I'm the type to. I've literally done that to frat brothers or people. Hey, Tug, man, Bo, man, I need $100. Let me hold $200. And depending on who it was in the situation, I knew it. I'm thinking of two people specifically, and I wouldn't dare say their name. I knew they was in a bind and how bad it was. One of them, it was $60. The other one was $140. I'll never forget it. Here, keep it, bro. When he tried to give it to, I didn't even think twice because I knew giving it back was probably going to put them in a situation where they needed another loan.
Yeah.
Just to make it. Keep it, Nuke. Keep it, bro.
I think that's a good principle to have to answer James' question. That's a very good principle. And I pray that we are in that space, that if our kids need our support, that it's, but then too, this is what I've learned, is when I give money or let people borrow money, people don't really come to me for that. But nevertheless, I don't give what I am in dire need of. Like,
you can't.
If I really need this, because you can't depend on people to pay you back. So if I give it, more times I'm already in my mind, this is a gift. Because if I don't get it back, I don't have time to be being angry that they didn't pay it back. I already have it in my mind. It's a gift. So if they give it back, it's just a plus to me. But I love that because it teaches principles. It teaches discipline. It teaches honor and am I a man of my word or a woman of my word? So yeah, give it back. And then here, let us continue to bless,
I've
bless
done
you.
that to my son, and I ain't never corrected him on it. There's times where my son is, Daddy, can I borrow? And when he say borrow, I want my money back.
You say you didn't correct it?
What I mean by that is there's times where he's come to me, Daddy, can I have? And I've gave.
Oh, you haven't corrected borrow and have.
But when he say borrow, Negro, I want it.
Yeah.
I want it.
Yeah.
I want it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't give it back purposely, but sometimes I do because I don't want him to think anytime I borrow money, my daddy gonna give it back anyway. I don't want him, even though I might probably will, but I don't want him to. But yeah, I don't correct him. Damn sure don't. But when he say borrow, I want every penny.
And so I just think in this situation, wives asking their dad for money when when there's a need or obligation. I think what James said, it's so many opinions to it and so many variations to it. But I think as a couple, you all have to communicate honestly about how you feel about asking the question. If it is, there has to be some honest. And when I say naked honest with no venom attached to how you feel about it. I think even talking about the position that you all are in financially, have an honest conversation about how you feel without the venom present. Because if you ain't really saying nothing internally, I'm talking to the wives right now, you're not letting him know how it makes you feel of where y'all are at financially, or the fact that you have to go ask your parents and you just holding it in. What's going to be happening or possibly could be happening, there's a brewing that's going on, a brewing of how somebody said it in here, you start to look at your husband less than. It's some resentment, some bitterness, some questioning, like Mom said, did I marry the wrong dude? You start having all of that going on in your head, and you're not communicating it with your husband, so he has no idea how you are feeling. And so he might think she ain't tripping, she ain't saying, go ask your daddy. And then you go and ask him, but you're not communicating. So I think as a couple, y'all have to have conversations. We can't look at ourselves as lackful. We have to understand that together, this is powerful. We've seen time and time again couples that work together produce wealth. Even if it's not having a business together, but that's definitely powerful. We got a business and we building our business and to elevate to where we don't have to be borrowing money from people to pay back, living paycheck to paycheck. And if it ain't a business together, let me support you with what you doing. And you support me in what I'm doing. And let's elevate our income like that. Because continuing to have that need there for years and years, finances is one of the things that's one of the reasons people get divorced. One of the top reasons people get divorced. And I'm finna let Mon go. For a wife, going off of earlier conversation, there's a safety that we need, and home safety, bills, like it's not just physical safety that we need. We need to know that our husband, there's a safety there that I can depend on him. If I can't depend on nobody else, this one I can depend on. He gonna make it shake. He gonna make it happen. He gonna elevate us. So there's that's that provide and protection there is not just a physical thing for a wife. Yes, and security. Yes, 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 yes. And so, yeah, when we don't feel that, or we don't feel our husband can provide that, some women go back to that one man that they know that has proved that for her throughout her years, and just so she can feel that security and that provision there.
And that's a problem. Let me say this. It's easy to do the right thing that God asks you to do when things are going well. Can you do what's the right thing when times are hard, when things are not going well? When you're mad at your wife or your husband, can you still be loyal and not have inappropriate conversations and things of that nature? Can you still do it then? That's the challenge for a lot of people that people won't talk about. It's easy to do good when things are going well. I said that to say this. Ladies, when you're in a financial, or you and your husband financially are in a bad place, he's struggling. He's struggling. He's looking for help. He's trying to get help. He's doing his part. He's trying. You don't have a PlayStation sitting on the couch and I don't care. You figured out husband. You don't have that husband. He's trying. You being respectful, giving that man honor and respect through these hard times speaks of your character.
That's big.
When you don't respect him, well, I don't have the security, so I'm going over here. I'm gonna go. That speaks of your character.
Yep.
We're using the excuse you're in the financial, security, lack of security, that rather nervous, scared, panicking. All of that. I get it. But again, it's easy to do what's right when things are going well.
Yeah.
Your character says what a person's character is when you think no one is looking and you doing what's right. When things are hard, you have no idea the level of respect and love and appreciation your man would have for you when he sees he's at the lowest and you standing 10 toes down.
Yeah. Yep.
In respect with your words, your actions. Oh, that's something different.
Yeah.
That's something different.
Yeah.
Now, somebody made a post earlier, not about this, but it refers to what I'm speaking of now. Disrespect can close the doors, an apology can't open.
I saw that too.
That type of disrespect is hard to get past. No one forgets when they're at their lowest or most in need, and the person who said no, the person who turned their hand away, no matter what, it might not even be financial. It could be for anything. No one forgets that. You don't forget that. So I just had to say that. I don't care what your excuse is, ladies. To disrespect your man, to go to your father or go anywhere else without having a conversation with him is unacceptable. Stay respectful. You want a traditional man, be that traditional woman and give him that honor. And by simply coming to him. And y'all, no one can tell you what to do. Your situation is your situation. How y'all feel, your opinion varies from. I can say this, and the next man can say that, and he can say that, and we all got different opinions about asking, or should we ask, or we shouldn't. Just go to him, be respectful.
And I don't know, when he just said that traditional husband or whatever, what just came up in my head, this is what I want to say. Let's not get traditional mixed up with biblical.
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I didn't mean tradition. I meant biblical. That's exactly what I meant.
Because you do have some people like, I'm not the traditional wife, and I'm not for sure if they saying I'm not a biblical wife or tradition, because God has some very specific, this is your role. And there's some gray areas where y'all create a certain type of marriage versus off y'all personalities, y'all vibe, and that's where the difference. But biblically standpoint, that's what we all should be doing and aiming for biblically. It's some other stuff you got a gray area where you can kind of, do what you do based off who you are. So I don't know, when he said traditional, that's just what popped up to me. Yes, we are expecting and should be expecting each other to fulfill our biblical roles, and knowing that the other person may not be doing it as perfect as they should in this right now moment, and you're gonna have them moments in a marriage, but we are still to expect each other to fulfill our biblical roles. And as you are asking each other to fulfill your biblical roles, that you're not being a hypocrite and not being intentional about filling your own roles. If you can ask it, surely you are willing to do it, even if you don't know how. And then that your spouse is to help you, teach you, show you how you can do yours. But sometimes in marriages, we have so many conversations, so many interactions filled with venom that we can't move to a healthy place because we want to keep pointing the finger. Oh, you can't tell me what to do. You ain't doing it. That ain't helping us. That's not helping our marriage elevate, because, oh, you ain't doing it, so I ain't doing it. What? We are not going to elevate in our marriage with that. Now, I will give it to us to the young couples. You still figuring it out. But us that's been in the game 15, 20, 30, 40 years, and you still operating it where if you ain't gonna do it, I ain't gonna do it. We're gonna keep that marriage being toxic because you are not showing up and we are not holding each other accountable from a place of love. And wives, absolutely, if your husband is falling on hard times, is to be 10 toes down. And I'm going to say this, I'm not going to even say, but I'm going to add this to it, because most times it's not a immediate where the wife starts having all of these different emotions and inner thoughts. That's not an immediate thing. That's things that can happen. This is going on, and it's getting on and on and on. Most people don't turn to immediately. We can't pay some. Oh, I'm looking at you totally different, or what? You ain't got the what? That don't. Most of the time, it doesn't happen immediately like that. It's a overtime thing, or the wife is being saying, do this, or we need to do that, and it's not happening. As to why there are certain things that start to come up. So even in those moments, though, so basically, Bird from School Soul Food is wrong for trying to help. Oh, that's from Bird and Liam from the movie.
So Bird from Soul Food is wrong for trying to help
Liam.
Yeah, she was wrong.
I don't.
She went to the dude that she used to mess with.
Oh, somebody did put that on my page. I would rather go to my daddy, because some women go to their ex or go to another man.
The dude that used to hit now.
No.
Not him. Oh my God.
No.
The guy that used to hit. Yeah.
That right there brought this up in my mind. When people get in survival, when people get into survival mode,
that's too funny.
Crazy things can start happening when you are in survival mode, and that ain't just.
She did it. Her heart was in the right place, but her head wasn't thinking. She wasn't thinking with her head, because from the movie, she actually did it to help her husband, because he knew how bad where he was at. She was doing it from the right place. She was coming from the right place, but she wasn't thinking. She was not thinking. As a man, If he found that out,
right, that is a whole nother show, James.
Yeah, you
right.
knew how he was gonna respond.
Right.
Yeah, that just wasn't smart.
Right.
Yeah,
and
but no, dumb here.
I would say this.
My boy JG, what up, baby? That's JCC.
Oh,
Finest.
that's JG.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When he said, I'm like, man, who is this? Let me look him up. I look, man, that's JG. What up, baby?
So I would just say this. In financial situations, and just using that for the context of the show, the couple has to be and operate like one. We have to be one. Husbands, get from out of a place of being prideful and egocentric when it comes to your wife. When you in fight, you don't want to talk to her about what's going on. You don't. Nah, I'm gonna figure that. I don't need you. No, like that don't help. Don't block her out of the process. Biblically, wisdom, helpmate. I am there to support you with the ideas that you have. You don't have to go through this by yourself. So, husbands, stop being stubborn. Stop feeling like you got to do it by yourself.
JG, I sent you a friend request, my brother.
Some women go to their children's father and ask for additional help because the husband is lacking financial. Is that ever okay?
Oh.
I think it's okay to ask the father to pick up responsibilities for the kids.
Yeah.
And that'll free up some
household. That's different. Going to him because your son needs money for the school trip and it's kind of hard, but it's for him. Or he needs shoes, but it's kind of hard right now. I'm saying that wrong. That's his son. He should, or his daughter.
And
but to help to pay the mortgage, I think that's crossing.
Yeah, I think that's the one of them limb situations.
Yeah,
I think, and I know if that dude is paying child support, it may be, well, I'm already giving you money for this. Why can't you pull the lead? Then again, once you got to step outside your household, now you kind of got to open up. Well, financially, this is where we are at. Can you pick up this, that, and the other? And it just becomes one of those situations. You just really gotta communicate with each other from a loving place and not feeling like you gotta do it on your own. Yes, husbands, you are to take the lead. Yes, it is your responsibility. Yes, you are supposed to make sure your wife is okay in every way. You're supposed to love your wife like God loves us. Yes. So, yes, you are called to a very high standard. But when y'all work together as a team, there is not anything that you all cannot accomplish. There will be God's blessing on the ask. There will be financial, but we as a couple got to do what we supposed to do. We are required to work together. So that means 10 toes down. That means supporting him. That means, babe, look, I know we in this financial place. What's your ideas? What can we do? This is where I'm at with it. I can't think of nothing. How can we do this together? And so, so I just think that's just my perspective on it. I thank y'all so much for you all giving your perspective on it. My whole intention for this show is that we can, as a couple, can come together and bring us closer together, and we don't let finances divide us. That we figure out, how do we do this together? How do we work together as a team? Because finances can definitely cause a divide. It can cause chaos. It causes confusion within the house. The lack of finances.
People are dead or in prison because of finances. So a Durham show could break up a marriage.
So Brashawn said, okay, we'll get to that in a few minutes, Brashawn. Oh, well, it's already, ain't that time went fast. So somebody should have told you, baby. Somebody should have told you. Okay, here we go.
Okay, this is another topic, but I have a serious question. if you're married to someone that is not your child's biological father, whom should you depend on for help for that child? That child's father or your husband?
That is another show. But I think a quick answer.
Both.
I was gonna say both too.
As his father, what is wrong with you depending on him to help take care of his?
I think it's more so
or
this.
her
I think it's
child.
more so that.
But as a husband, I'm just saying, for me, I wouldn't get mad if you was asking him. Now, if he was the type that was try to, just because you asked for help, he's trying to sleep with you, or he wants to get disrespected, be disrespectful. If something comes along with his help, then don't ask him, because now you're gonna put me in a situation where I'm gonna have to hurt this man or do something drastic to this man. But if that's not the case, and he simply would just hell yeah, that's it. He should be a part of that child's life. So happiness shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. And as a husband, I want my stepson to have a relationship with his biological father. I want that. So him helping and doing for his son, I will respect that and want that. I would have zero issues with it. Unless, again, something comes with his help. He feels the need where he can be disrespectful to our marriage, or he can try to push up on you to rekindle some stuff. Then don't ask him for a darn thing. If he helps, but don't ask him, because I'm gonna hurt this man now.
I think I definitely agree with what Babe said. I think if we could just have a village mentality with the no string attached, the kids win in the end. Both of these men should be present in that young man's life. The husband, because once he married you, everything that comes with you is a part of his responsibility.
Yeah.
Everything that was attached to you is now, even if it was bad credit, even if it was loans, everything attached to you is now his responsibility. Yeah. And that does not exclude children. And so, yeah, you ask, both of them should be helping the child, and the child wins. I got a dad and an amazing stepdad that supports me, helps my mom with me. Like, that's a win-win situation.
If he have two positive males in his life, speaking wisdom and giving him right guidance, oh man, he's ahead of the game. If if both of the men are on that level, he's blessed.
A lot of the issues children experience is adult issues. It be us causing, like, I made a post, I think I read it in TD Jake's book, is when drama happens in the home, the ones who are the most affected is the ones with the least amount of power. When drama happens in the home, the children are the ones that are really
the bond both men make. Teaches the son about brotherhood and togetherness. Well said.
Yes, absolutely.
It does.
So what's your somebody should have told me moment from today's show, baby?
Communication is the key. Communication in this situation, the communication before, because we got this. Well, she got this topic from a show. What's the name of the show?
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. Communication is the key, because the communication about this before they say I do can save them some heartaches, some hardships. Just communicate. Communication is the key.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
Absolutely. And so this is my ask right now. If you and your spouse have been in feud because of money, y'all need to take a breath. Y'all need to come together. Come together. Step 2 is to say a prayer together. And 3, let's have an honest conversation about how we feel. And if you can set an intention, I should have said intention first. Set an intention as to how you want the conversation to go. How are you going to show up in the conversation? And what do y'all want to get at the end of this conversation? What is the outcome of it? Because it doesn't have to be a divide. It doesn't have to be chaos and confusion. Y'all come together.
Also, if you're watching, go to YouTube. and subscribe to the Couples Lounge page. We stated earlier, but it's going to come to the point where
we want to push y'all there.
We're strictly going to YouTube. The closer we get to that, we'll let that be known. But go to YouTube and the Couples Lounge page. Hit like, subscribe,
and hit the notification bell. That way, when we go live, you'll know we're going live, and you don't have to miss it.
Because we're going eventually. We're about to start going there instead of Facebook.
Okay. All right. We love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. And y'all know what to do. If you need any type of support, relationship support, just life coaching support, premarital, get at us, www.wewillwin.as.me. Sometimes you got to start with you in order to shift your marriage or your relationship. And yeah, definitely if your spouse is not willing to do it with you, start with you and you be the change. And I really want to talk to the wives just real quick, because biblically it says that you can change a man, an unbeliever, without words. Just in how your behavior, how you show up, how you change. You can change him if he have a change in his spirit. And so sometimes you got to just do it for you. Get yourself in a better place. Even if he's not willing, even if he's not ready, even if he doesn't realize what he needs. You show up and he like, dang, babe, you are changing. Who that coach you working with? Nah, we do need to go. Yeah. Or give me her number so I can go. Or let me get some help and get me a therapist or get me a counselor. So if you need support, whether it's you ready to work on yourself, you ready to elevate your life, or you want to work on your relationship and you want to shift your marriage and you want your marriage to be everything that you know it can be, get at us. We love y'all. Peace out. Enjoy your Saturday or whenever you're listening to this. We out.